Hello, my name is Scott Campbell. The course number is EET 238940, Digital System Fundamentals. This is experiment number 7. Today is the 8th of December 2017. The purpose of this lab is to build a BCD up or down counter and display it on the 7-segment display. Alright, so for the construction of this, the 555 timer isn't currently hooked up right now. This is running off of the input or the output of the wave generator. So basically we have the what is it? Well, I can't remember the name of it, but the 7-segment display. We have the 4029 IC, and then the 4354, was it? Yeah, 4543, the LCD driver. Basically, I mean, everything was pretty straightforward, just a bunch of jumpers. The only modification I made from the instructions was, instead of having a resistor for each one of these, I just had a resistor pulling it to ground there, because that still limits the current, so it doesn't damage the display. It's just much simpler. Originally I tried setting it up with 7 different resistors, and it just got really messy and kind of cluttered, so I decided to go this route. Hopefully that's okay and doesn't negatively affect my grade. So this is going to be the first part of the video. I'll show the construction with that one at a later time. So as you can see here on the waveform software, we're running at 1 Hz, amplitude of 5 volts, at a 50% duty cycle. It's the square wave. You can see the counter basically just goes up, and if I come over to here and I push the button, it will reverse and go back down, and if I release, it will start to go back up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that there's any other really variation for the first part. Yeah, you know, it counts up, it goes down. If I increase the frequency, it'll go faster. Go there. If I go 10, it starts to go a lot faster, which is, yeah, it's pretty cool to see how that works with the frequency generator. You know, driving the input for the, you know, well, the timing of the whole circuit. So this will be the second portion. You can see now we have the 555 timer connected to the input of the 4029 chip. With this construction, it's a little bit more complicated. We have you know, the resistors, the resistor, the capacitors. I kind of have it set up. I'm actually uncertain if this is an appropriate way to do it on the breadboard. I mean, it functions properly, but if you let me know if it's acceptable to just kind of have that resistor jumpered over like that. It was the easiest way that I could see to do it without overcomplicating things. So you can see here, the timer will increment upwards. It does take quite a while though. So there you see it goes up to 7, and if I push and hold the button, we will reverse and go back down to 6. So yeah, yeah, I think everything was pretty straightforward. I didn't have all too many issues besides silly mistakes that I was making. Everything seems to work out alright. So in conclusion for this lab, I think the thing that was most important for me to realize is the orientation of things. With the chips, it's pretty easy to tell with the little notch at the top, whereas with the timer, I had an issue where I kept hooking up the inputs to the display incorrectly. Originally I had like A and B over here, where A and B should have been here, and there's all sorts of a mess, so it kept giving me a bunch of weird stuff, but I was pretty easily able to recognize the issue. Just correcting it, that took me a while. Other than that, everything pretty much worked on the first try. I forgot a power wire at one point, or forgot to ground one wire. Pretty straightforward. I think this is functioning exactly how it's supposed to. Seems to fit the description in the instructions for the lab.